Hey there, this is Jaxie with the Systems Alliance, and in this video I want to go over Jon Schnepp, who passed away just recently. And for those of you who don't know, Jon Schnepp is one of the most amazing creators that this world has ever seen, especially in the geekdom universe. If you don't know who Jon Schnepp is, I'll put a link in the description, but go ahead and go on his IMDb, go ahead and Google him, see what he's done, check out Collider videos, check out Heroes. He was always a regular on there, and of course any appearance he ever made on anything else on Collider was always gold. So check those out. But my main thing about Jon Schnepp and why I think he should be not only remembered, but seen as someone who we all should look up to. And the reason I feel that way is because I've never seen a person in my entire life who had so much joy for the things he loved, and it didn't waste any of his time on the things he didn't. So, this is someone who's in the film business, is asked his opinion on movies, his reviews, critiques, whatever it is, his thoughts on other movies. And, I know, for instance, that he hated Inhumans. Now, in fairness, everyone hated Inhumans. I believe if you go on IMDb or anything, it's got like a 1 out of 10. It's got the worst possible score. Just absolutely awful. And just like how people didn't like what they've done in the recent Star Wars movies, you could talk for days, weeks on end about how terrible Inhumans was. People might not even remember or heard that it came out at all. It was released in theaters, made no money, no one saw it. I don't know what his Rotten Tomato score is, but it's got to be in the single digits. Just one of the worst things that Marvel has ever come up with, an insult to the creators. Jon Schnepp may have said all that, but not much more, because he just didn't spend his time hating the stuff he didn't like. But his enthusiasm for the stuff he did, I think, is all something that we should not only have, but be okay with having. I think that's the key difference. A lot of us get just as excited as Jon did about the things that they love, whether it's video games or superhero movies, comic books, whatever it is. A lot of us geek out like that, but we geek out in private. We geek out in our heads, or when no one's around. That's when we really geek out, or with just a select group of friends. Jon Schnepp didn't care. Now, of course, he's a giant of a man, so no one would necessarily bully him, or I'm not even sure if that's what we're all afraid of. Maybe we just grew up feeling like you'd be bullied or made fun of or whatever it is, but no one was more accepting of your love for something than Jon Schnepp. And it showed through in person, it showed through on camera. You absolutely got excited to see him be excited about something. And if you didn't know what he was talking about, you didn't know you never had seen the movie or read the comic book, he made you want to read the comic book or watch the movie. He made it cool to be a geek. He made it cool to be a nerd about all of this stuff, because this guy is an accomplished director. He's done so many things in his career that people will remember him for forever. And yet, if you ran into him and started talking about, comic books or DC or Marvel movies, he'd be right there with you. And he'd be like a best friend that you never knew you had, with so much in common and so much to learn from. And it was just always an absolute joy to hear his opinions and just not only see his enthusiasm, but to see his respect for others. Because even if he disagreed, and everyone has opinions, he would disagree pretty harshly. It'd be quick, it'd be funny usually, but you would never take offense to it, because he never made you feel like you were wrong. Because even if he disagreed with you, he wasn't rude about it. It's just his way of talking, the respect that he had for other people, is something that I'm not sure I've ever seen before, especially when you go on the internet. Let's face it, the people who get the most views, the people who make the biggest headlines, not just on YouTube, but look at the regular news too. It's the stuff that gets people angry, the stuff that people can get behind and yell behind and stand on their soapbox and make them want to leave a comment. That's the stuff, that's the day that we live in all types of media. Doesn't matter if it's on YouTube, regular TV, news. That's the stuff that gets people going. And he didn't necessarily buy into it. He didn't need to, and that's what made you love him. because he was real, he was genuine. And just watching him was so great. And I'm really going to miss that. I'm really going to miss how accepting he made this entire world of, geekdom, comic books, movies, all this stuff. I'm telling you, go to Collider, go watch Heroes. Watch them talk about this. Watch them get excited about this. Because I've never had more fun watching people talk about the thing they love and make you feel so comfortable doing it. It's so hard to explain. And like I said, you just have to go and do it. Get familiar with his work, Metalocalypse, The Death of Superman Lives, all his work on Collider, whether it be Heroes, The Schmodown, Movie Talk. Everything that he did was absolutely amazing. And he was only 51. This is definitely one of those cases where you didn't think you'd be losing this person. And he had such an effect, obviously, on his immediate family members. Holly Payne, so strong. I'm going to put a link in the description below. Please donate to them if you can. If not, go ahead and retweet it or post it somewhere. But the medical bills are going to be absolutely staggering. They're already staggering. And they definitely could use your help. But such an amazing creator and just so much effect on everyone. It's just very difficult to put into words what his loss means. And I know, just look at San Diego Comic-Con, look at the outpouring of support from everyone that he had such an impact on, and he was just so beloved. If you really want to see the waterworks, check out Collider's Hero Show where they remember Jon Schnepp and listen to their stories. See what an impact he had. Realize the kind of person he was, and know how much he's missed by so many. And if you're watching this, if you were looking for something on Jon Schnepp and you wanted to see how people felt about it, well, you're getting it right here. And go on Twitter. Check out the best of Jon Schnepp stuff that people are posting. I mean, the man was absolutely hilarious and helped out more people than most could even imagine, especially on such a personal level. He was part of the reason why I felt comfortable enough being on camera talking about this stuff. There's been a bunch of inspirations in my life for my YouTube channel to create it. People I looked up to, people I admired. And he's one of them that just, for everything, just to be comfortable with yourself, I think is such a huge thing and a huge problem that many of us don't have anywhere in the world. People just aren't comfortable with themselves and what they like. And I don't know if he coined the term sweaty, but I'm going to say he did. And his term of sweaty, like, hey, Sweaties Unite, join us Sweaties over here. At first, I'm like, well, what does sweaty mean? Like, he said it, and I first thought of, okay, someone's dressing up for Comic-Con, and, it's 90 or 100 degrees outside, but you're still dressing up for Comic-Con. Even if it's air-conditioned inside, you're in some big suit or anything, you are sweating in that thing. That's what I originally thought. Not terribly far off. But what it really meant was whatever it is that you geek out about, whatever it is that gets you going, whether it's Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, DC or Marvel, just comic books in general, video games, Harry Potter. This is the stuff that you get so into. Even random stuff that's not necessarily geek related. It could be shows like The Bachelor or something like that. Whatever it is, whatever you get so into where you don't necessarily want to share with everyone how into it you are. You don't want to reveal those conversations about who you are to others. Maybe you don't want to tell people that you're so into the fan fiction of characters and their love interests and love stories that weren't even in the actual show, but you're into them. Whatever gets you sweaty, as in like, it's not flattering to have sweaty pits, right? That's not a good look, no matter where you go. Even if you just got done working out and people expect you to be all sweaty. You walk into some place, you walk into the store, you got sweaty, and it's not a flattering look, but we are all sweaties about something. And nobody more than Jon made you feel more accepted by him or any community that it's okay to be sweaty. It's not just okay to be sweaty. Let's talk about it. It's awesome to be sweaty. Let's get into this. Let's talk about it more. And that is just so huge to feel like that, to feel accepted by not just another fellow sweaty, but by an icon in the entertainment world, in the geek world, in the comic world, in the movie world. So once again, please consider donating or promoting the GoFundMe, which I will link in the description below, for Jon Schnepp and his medical bills. And if you are unfamiliar with his work, please go check it out. It is amazing stuff. And if you just want to see how Jon Schnepp is, around the office, go check out Collider. Such a great comedic timing, always making you laugh, especially during Heroes. Just an amazing person, and he will definitely be missed. So I salute you, Jon Schnepp. So do countless others, and we will miss you.